Okay, so welcome guys to another session. So like I was saying in the previous as I was saying earlier, um as a consultant when you join an SAP project, outside doing your supporting users, doing your configurations in a project, if you encounter an error, I wish Jenny was here, but unfortunately, I don't think she found this maybe she's busy, but obviously the link will be sent to her. But during a project, one of the things that you would be doing is that you learn what we call the tables, SAP tables. When an error comes out, how do you analyze errors? How, because I mean, when the errors come and it's something beyond you, the technical team will say, okay, give us a table name. How do you even know what a table name is? How do you find the table for your transactions? Because it's that table that the ABAP guy would check and resolve that. So basically, today's Joe is to just give us tips on how to very vital information on how to go about with your career in SAP, right? So for today, we're going to be taking GL, process, end user. We'll take AP. We'll take vendors. We'll take customers. Um, I think, yeah, and we'll probably do create asset master, do a procurement and just check these processes, how it used to be. And we have basically 30, 40 minutes to go through all this. And also, I'm going to also take you through the Fiori side just to see how things are in that area. So welcome, guys. The first thing we're going to do today is actually to log us into Fiori. Fiori is SAP's app. Of course, it's the user interface that SAP has introduced. Of course, that it's more into the cloud addition of the version of SAP. And whatever you can do in GUI, you can do in your Fiori apps. I think from experience, the Fiori apps are very easy to use, user friendly, and navigation is just simple, right? Um, compared to the GUI where you have to remember transaction codes and go from one tab to another and all that. So this is what the Fiori looks like. So these are the Fiori, these are the apps, these are the tiles, right? So you have these are the tiles, and of course we just got into the app. So if you're most of the projects you most likely find yourself will be Fiori, will be S4 HANA, probably cloud based. And once it's cloud based, they would most likely be using the Fiori app. You will still have the GUI to do your configurations and all. But users, when you're supporting users, when you are the operational work will be on Fiori. And if you don't understand the Fiori interface, then you're going to have a challenge trying to acclimatize to the system. Right? So the Fiori app has been introduced by SAP to help navigating SAP seamless to help navigating SAP look like be a very seamless process. And like I've explained, with the Fiori app, you can log in with your phones, you can log in from anywhere you are. It's a cloud enabled app and very flexible and easy to use, right? So in case you find yourself in a project, just to give you that feel of what Fiori looks like, this is a Fiori app. And for each Fiori app, for each transaction you want to carry out, you have the tabs, and each tab will drop some tiles. So these are the various tiles. So if you want to post, for example, journals, manage journal entry, post asset retirement, anything you want to do. And the way this tile appears depends on how the basis consultants or the Fiori app consultant has actually organized it. So there's no standard format of how it appears. But the most important thing is that when it appears, you're going to see the tabs and you're going to see the tiles. And also for users, they can restrict them to a specific tile they want them to see. And anything you do here, you can also see it in the GUI space. So they are interconnected, right? So anything you do here, you can see there. Anything you do there, you can see here. That's exactly how the system works, right? So for example, let me check business partner. So how do you navigate your tiles? If you have a lot of information, a lot of tiles or a lot of apps, what you can do is to use the search button, is to use the search option where you have this microscopic, you type the name of the tile you want to access. You can use the first three letters, the first four letters, you know, it will try to spool out and give you the available apps you have under that, under what you have searched for, right? So for example, I want to look for business partners. I have typed business. It will give me all the available tiles. I can go to, this is Blockmaster Data Business. I can go to apps here. Let it now display all the apps that are within the style. So if you click on apps, it's going to take some time to, depending on how fast your system is, right? It's going to take some time to pull out all the apps you have. Then, we'll just do a process at the GUI and come back and see how the feel is. So you can post transactions here. You could find yourself in a Fiori project, a Fiori project that it's going to be based on Fiori, which is which is like 75 to 80% of what we have now, right? The companies that are migrating to S4 are being encouraged to use the Fiori app. So a consultant with experience using Fiori is a plus for you, right? So I would also encourage, as you wait for your job, so as you get jobs, try and get the server practice on your own, because that's actually the only way you can keep your skills top notch, and deliver on your task. So for all the tiles, I think it's not giving me exactly what I want. So what I would do is to say business partner. So we have business partner now. Okay, so let me just use this guy and see if I can navigate my way through this. So this is blocking of business partners. But before you block, at least you can see the business partners you want to block. So if I go here and I want to search for the business partner, I can search by BP name. I want to see if I have name. Okay, partners by customer number. So I have these numbers we have created in the system. I think I have this 192. I think I did one today. I've already created this on the system. So for example, if I go to 191 and click on enter. Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I can get. I'm just trying to get the best of this. So please, when you get into projects, you can, when you access, of course, when you join your tiles and you have access to the Fiori app, just take your time to search for the tiles and also in some Fiori apps, right, you can use the you can use the transaction codes. Some Fiori apps, that place I'm searching, you can actually put the transaction code there if you remember the transaction code, and it will actually give you the tile you're looking for, right? But some Fiori apps might not enable that. So part of your job as a consultant is to know your tiles, is to know where to find what you want to find, you know, when you do your work as a consultant. So it's great advice that we need to actually check that.
Yes, Kelechi, sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
This app, you can also do your favorites. So you just pack all the things you know you use for your daily work and put it as your favorite. So when you're doing your work, you just go to your
Here you might not do favorites, but the basis person will give you the tiles you're supposed to be using.
mm-hmm.
So you won't have
Okay.
as many as this.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be well arranged. It's normally very
Mm,
well arranged. So
mm,
you can,
okay.
so you see now that I put business partner, it has given me everything that's related. And this is actually what I was looking for. Manage
Mm,
business partner master data.
master data. Okay.
Yeah, so if I go to the tile master data, I think because my internet is quite slow here, the office is a little fast. Okay, while this is loading, right, we're going to go to the Fiori side. We're going to create a business partner. So I'll just go to BP. I just want to show you how Fiori and GUI actually have that very good flow. Go to company. I'm going to call this Fiori test FT. Put the house number, code. Please, once again, if this link goes off, kindly rejoin using the same link. Did you guys hear me? If
Yes,
Yes.
the,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
need to rejoin.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm,
Rejoin. What did I do? Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to do this very fast. I'm just going to save. So just somebody should help. Well, when this is saved, help me take note of the number. I'm going to extend this to FI. Seven times. Save
Kelechi,
this.
Kelechi, sorry to disturb. I think there's a noise in the background for your side. Maybe.
Uh, the noise would be a fan. There's no other noise here.
There's no noise. It's not much.
Please
I don't know.
check your side or check your device.
It's like a breeze blowing continuously or something
Oh,
like
it's
that.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Ah, okay. Mm.
Yes. Don't worry. You're forgetting how fan looks like, have you?
No.
It's all right. It's all right. We still use fan.
No, so.
Uh, okay, so I'm just going to do this very fast and other type. Okay, and I'm just going to save this. So please, tax classification under billing. Okay. Changes have been made. So save now. Give me my number. So you can see that the number is 139, 193, right? So I'm going to go to my Fiori app, business. I want to search for this customer I just created. Are you guys there?
Yes, we're here.
So I'll just go to 193. You can see that it has brought out the customer I just created in the Fiori side. So I'm like I said, the Fiori is another interface just like GUI, only that Fiori is a little bit more in line with I mean the experience is better, and the speed at which you get information, and of course a lot of analysis is there. So I remember I went to manage business partner. I enter the business partner number and I click on go. Maybe I click on go, it will take some time to load depending on the speed. Then when it's done, we're going to come back and look at what we have just done. Why this is okay, so it's here. I can just click on it. So it has selected it. That same information I entered in the GUI, I'm actually going to see it here, right? But while this is loading, for the sake of the end user transaction we'll do, I want to also create another one for vendors. So I'm going to go to organization, company. So I'll call this vendor test. Okay. I'm extend this to FI. Yes, of course I want to. What's the problem? It's like I didn't save. Okay. Okay. Sorry guys, I need to. This is creating with reference. I don't want to create with reference. Uh, no, 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 no. Sorry, 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 sorry. I need to leave here. This is supposed to be blank. I don't know why. Yeah, please be blank. Vendor test, VT. Enter the postcode, city. Are we there? Yes. Okay.
Yes, we're here. Yes, we're here.
Okay. Address review. Address is not complete. My fault. So US, LA. Let me put phone number. EN. Phone number. Review. Location. Okay, I think everything is good. So I'm just going to save this. Okay, so partner 194 has been created, right? So I'm going to extend this partner to a vendor. So finance first, sorry. So finance first, click on company code. Put the company code, click on enter, select the reconciliation account for oh, this is customer. I'm supposed to get vendor FI. Sorry, guys. Supplier finance. That's what I'm supposed to do. So put the company code. Select the reconciliation account. I think that is what is needed here. Payment terms. I'm not extending to right? So just going to save this. So 194 for vendor. If you go to the Fiori app, and so this is the information we entered when we entered the information at the GUI side, right? So these are the tables for customer finance and customer in FI in SD. These are the tables that picks the information. We're going to talk more on tables, as we move on. So no banking information. So this is what the Fiori app looks like. It's a little bit, as you can see, it's different from the 194. From the GUI you might be forming. So the vendor test I created has also come at the Fiori app side. So we can look at it and drill down and move on. Okay, so after this, we have a business scenario, right? Like I said, we're going to post transactions for GL, AP, ARO, and also going to look at SD and see what the process is like. So, so let's say we have a scenario. I'm also checking the time. So let's say we have a scenario. I'm just going to explain the scenario. When we come back, I'm going to show it. So let me see if I can get that now, and just go through it. Okay, can't get this here. Okay, sorry. All right, so practice. I'm seeing this one. I'll check this one first. Okay, I think it's going to be for this. Okay, so this would be like a real live scenario. We might not do all the transactions here. We'll just pick the ones that are, this is even for SD. We'll just pick the ones that are relevant to our training, and probably just take it up from there. But the essence is just to do a workflow and just see how it works. So the assignment here says create customers. We're going to use the customer master data we have. These are all the criteria which we're going to use the one we have already. So we're just going to look at the case. So we have for the customer, we have a business scenario like this. There was a legal services that so the idea is that we offer legal services, so we have to invoice for that services for a particular customer, and so I'm going to tweak this a little when we come back, and we're going to also see how we can make the payments to the customer, and also create the GLs that are necessary, do pay the vendor side, and call it a day. So we're going to start basically by, so the first thing we want to do now is that we will first look at the GLs. Before this time, I've also told you that the GL accounts, especially for the finance, is the major integration point between finance and other modules like SD and MM. And in FI, if you don't want, there are transactions where you don't need to go through the order to cash process, which is from sales order to sales invoice, invoice verification, and the rest of them. Or you might not want to go through the path, which is the procure to pay, PO, PRO, yes, of course, invoice verification, Migo, Myra, and the rest, all those T codes, right? But there are certain cases where you will have to use a finance invoice, right? So in those cases, it could be a service that, let's say there were some scraps in the office, and we feel it shouldn't go through the POPR process, or there are other informations we feel finance can just handle it. It doesn't have to go through the process. When you use a finance document, it's going to post directly to the GLs, and it's important that there's a company policy on when to use the FI invoice, because in real life, people management always insists that you use the P2P and the order to cash processes when you do most of your transactions, right? So there are exceptions, and those exceptions, when you get to a project as a consultant, you're also able to explain that and let the users know that, okay, these are the kind of transactions you can use the finance invoice to, process. And of course, finance invoices most times are used for adjustments. They are used to do transactions that, like I said, do not necessarily need to go through the order to cash and the procure to pay. So in our next session, we're now going to look at end user activities and do some of these transactions, how it should be. And we're going to check some reports. Then we are going to also look at the tables that were affected by some of these things that we have done. And like I also said, right, in a project, you need to know your tables. It's a very, very important requirement for consultants to interact with the technical team. So see you in the next session in, in a few minutes.